Hi, I'm Arabia and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the 5 common mistakes new gold farmers make. So if you are new to the gold farming world, stick around and make sure you're not hindering your gold making potential. Starting off at number 5, we have not being consistent. What do I mean by that? Well, I see and hear people talk about how they farmed X item for 5 hours one day and it didn't sell right away, so they stopped trying. If you aren't consistent with posting, you aren't going to make any sales. No one is going to know you have this item for sale if it's sitting in your bags. You need to post consistently or else you aren't going to get any sales. Another form of consistency is farming consistently. If you're focusing on gathering and you spend all day on a Saturday farming and by Monday your stock is gone, well now you don't have anything on the auction house to sell and are back to not making a consistent income. Now, I'm not saying you should be farming 10 hours a day every day, but you should look at what you sold the day before and make those items a priority for your farming. At number 4, we have assuming things won't sell, and therefore not posting them. You'd be surprised at what people need and want in this game. I'm going to use a personal experience for this one. My main crafter is a tailor and an enchanter, but I never used to post enchants. I don't play a lot of current content, so I don't usually have the mats for the most expensive enchants, so I just didn't do it. Little did I know that old world enchants sell like hotcakes on my server. I was doing research one day on the fastest way to level an alt and found a website that highlights enchants to put on heirlooms. Bingo! Now these enchants are one of my best sellers and I have to stock them almost daily. Number 3 somewhat ties in with number 4, and that is focusing purely on current content materials. Current content mats are great because you know they'll sell, and they usually sell very quickly. The problem here though is only focusing on these farms. Players out in the world are getting these materials passively and throwing them up on the auction house, and therefore the competition is usually pretty high. If you're only focusing on current content mats, you aren't going to have enough variety in your sales to keep your sales consistent in the long term. Which brings me to mistake number 2, not having enough variety of things on the auction house. You could spend 10 hours farming Widowbloom, and that's great, but that is only one income stream that you have. Not everyone in the game is currently looking for Widowbloom. Different players are looking for different things. Some may focus on transmog and want to collect every style they don't have. Some may be other gold farmers who want to make crafted transmog to sell, but prefer to buy the materials instead of farming them themselves, and so they buy the old world mats on the auction house. Maybe they are twinks and need the best old world enchants for their gear and weapons. Basically what I'm saying here is that focusing on one niche can limit your gold making potential because you aren't catering to a wider audience. I'm not saying go out and try to meet the needs of every player, but instead of farming Widowbloom for 10 hours, maybe you farm it for 1, and then you move on to Purple Lotus for an hour, and then Whiptail, etc. Diversifying your market will make it easier to get more sales in the long run, and less likely to burn you out on farming. Finally, the number 1 mistake I see new gold farmers make is not looting or gathering everything in sight. As previously stated, there are many different players who play this game in many different ways and all have different needs. Maybe you're leveling an alt to get started in gold making. Give that alt 2 gathering professions and collect everything in sight and throw it on the auction house. I can guarantee there is someone out there who needs those mats. If you're out doing your dailies on your main and you see a pretty yellow dot on your minimap, go get it. You could have a stack of mats by the time you're done doing your dailies and you didn't even have to put that much time or energy into gathering them while you're already out doing what you're doing. This also goes for looting everything. You may think that selling that gray item for 1 gold is nothing, but think about how many mobs you didn't loot in a playing session. That adds up quickly. So there you have it, my top 5 mistakes I see new gold farmers make. If you like this video and want to see more gold making content, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.